Let's do it.
Do you guys head downstairs?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, at
Yes.
very least, David and Sam head down.
I'm just gonna stare at the door.
At 202?
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna be like, Shane, we should all go back down, and then we'll come back up. If once he's in the coma, we can check out 202. How about that?
All right.
Sam doesn't hear that. Sam
Yeah,
doesn't
deal.
hear that.
Nope.
Jesse, Sam, and David come out after about 10 minutes.
Well, what'd you find out?
Peter lives. He's crazy. Definitely possessed by the entity. We're gonna put him in a coma. We're off to steal some supplies from the hospital. Wanna come?
I don't think he should come.
I'm kidding.
No.
He won't come.
I'm honestly, I was scared he would say yes.
I would be too. I want Jesse to stay here.
Okay. A coma?
Yeah, well, the alternative was less pleasant.
I'm sorry. How do you go from a conversation with a director to putting him in a coma? What's the alternative?
Say
He's crazy.
director's a pretty yeah.
He's crazy. He hasn't slept in what looks like, months. And he probably could really use the time.
I would like to do a psychology on Sam to be like, how much is she lying to me?
Sam, you can do a fast talk to fight him.
Sure.
I'm also agreeing with what Sam's saying to Jesse.
No, you guys are.
I don't think we're out.
Yeah,
We're not
they
out
We're not
yet.
out
went
yet.
down before
Okay.
you guys
Okay.
did.
Cool,
It's a good thing I trust Sam because I failed miserably with a 92.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I also failed, but I didn't fail that bad. I rolled a 59.
So both of us are like, and just like, I'll trust you.
Uh,
So you're putting this man in a coma in his apartment.
for everyone's own good.
Yeah, and then
The entity is attached to him, so seems like the logical explanation. Wouldn't you say?
Sam and I are gonna check on him to make sure he's doing okay.
Questions, comments, concerns?
Speeches, lectures, quemens.
Look, Jesse, we're just trying to wrap this up. I am. I am just trying to make sure that no one else gets turned into a chair.
Jesse's gonna like walk up to Sam and he's gonna like put his hand on like her shoulder and he'll just be like, it's not your duty to save everyone.
No, but I've been brought back. I have been brought back into this situation, and so I might as well make the best of it.
As an outside observer, you brought yourself back into this.
No.
At that, Sam is just going to turn.
Up there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just Nathan. Okay.
Yeah.
After I said it, I realized I wasn't there and was like, oh, thank God.
Might as well make the best of it, hey?
Yeah.
Look, Jesse, I'm looking out for myself as much as you, as much as David, as much as everyone I care about. I just want things to not go south again.
Jesse's gonna pull the biggest asshole move in the book, and he's just gonna look Sam in the eyes and be like, "I believe you believe that."
Sam is gonna leave and get in her car. She's mad.
I feel like I'm missing something.
That's that's the like, oh, I'm sorry you felt that way about what I said.
It's the metaphorical head pat. Infantile.
David kind of just stands next to you for a second, Jesse, as if he's trying to have, oh no, as if he has something to say. But then he just joins Sam in the car. At this point, Jake and Shane come out.
Kind of just been like scrolling or like fast forwarding through the footage and like pre-noting what I want. Going to mention that afterwards he was found in a coma, not going to mention we did it. Gonna leave that part out.
Yeah, when they come out, I'm gonna be like, a coma?
Yeah, that was Sam's idea.
Sorry, a coma because the guy needs sleep, and you're gonna put him in a coma in his apartment because he's attached to an entity?
No, I wanted to separate him a different way. He knew who you were and what you did.
Yeah.
He complained that it's really hard to fix a hole in a face when you're making it into a chair. And he wanted you to do the same thing to him.
He wants me to turn him into a chair?
No, to shoot him in the face.
Him to
I mean, you can make him into a chair after. I don't really care.
No, that's just asking for the entity to possess him, and he just stopped being almost a tree.
I mean, to be fair, I think the entity would choose you anyway. It already was really following you around quite a bit during the thing. So I was gonna leave it up to you. But Sam intervened, and they want to put him in a coma to see if that will help. I don't think it will. The entity will still be around and just be upset that he's not, because the entity is not in this world, right? We knew that. We know that. We found that out. He's not in this world. He's in his own dimension. He needs somebody to bring people to him. If that person is in a coma, he's probably still going to just find somebody else.
All right, well, I'll just wait here while you guys go get coma medicine.
Oh, we're not going. They're going.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
already
we're
left.
gone.
We're
What
gone.
the fuck are you guys doing?
Oh, I'm just hanging out. No, they won't be long, I'm sure. But Jesse, what is your opinion on it? What do you think?
Both of your explanations sound batshit.
Okay, so what is not a batshit idea that you can think of? He is literally
how to kill the fucking entity?
He made it seem like it is unkillable. It has moved from somebody else to him, and it will move on
and he
to somebody
didn't
else.
Create it.
No, he did not create it, but he had a dream and created the movie around the dream. And when I asked how long it's been around and what before he made the film, what would bring people in, and he explained that throughout the years it could have been anything. It could have been song, it could have been a painting, it could have been anything creative that would then bring people in to attach them to the splicer, which is not his name. He doesn't want to give him a name, but I need to call him something.
I'm gonna go talk to this motherfucker.
Oh, fuck.
I'm just gonna push past Jake and Shane.
No. I'm not going to stop him. I will not stop him. I will actually even follow Jesse inside.
Hey. So.
It's so juicy.
I know
isn't it?
someone in chat just said this, but I was trying to figure out a way to bring this up. I know Synthetic just said this, but I was trying to figure out a way to bring this up. And so this seems like the perfect opportunity as Shane to ask you guys, hey, so if he's just going to possess another person, that means he can possess multiple people. Why hasn't he done that before?
There actually is an explanation that you guys know about this. Karen said it ages ago. This is something we should get some knowledge on. entities coming through and reaching in focus on one person, and they can usually only get one person.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do
We
remember that.
super shouldn't kill him.
Yeah, but putting him into a coma, is that no different? Like,
He's
at
not.
least
I don't know.
if we break this connection, yes, it'll look for another one, but it won't be immediate. He'll have to reach out to somebody else. It'll take time.
Jesse, you get up. You buzz 202, I imagine,
Yeah.
and the door opens for you. And then you go up. You get to 202, 201, right in the middle, and you feel
I'm
that
not
kind of
even-
like tang.
I'm not-
As it, like, but no, like once you get there, you feel that little like pull as if something is pulling you towards 202, but you can easily resist it. What would you like to
I'm
do?
not even knocking. I'm just opening 201.
When you do, you see the gaunt figure that I described to the others sitting in the chair. His eyes kind of connect with you, and then you see like a smile on his face as you walk in. He's just like, I know you. I've seen you.
And I want to know you. I'm going to offer him a cigarette.
He takes it,
I'll light it for him.
and then he just starts smoking it.
Yeah. And I'll smoke with
I'm
him.
gonna-
I'll pull up
I'm-
a chair and sit across from him. And be like,
I am in the room as well. I came up.
the demon.
Oh yeah, no, fuck me too.
The demon?
The entity.
It, yes.
Seems my colleagues want to put you in a coma to fix this. That doesn't seem right.
I just want to die. I need it to stop.
I empathize with your pain. How do I kill it?
Kill what?
It.
You can't. Unless you maybe go into to its world itself. But it'll just tear you up and turn you into a piece of something else.
Tell me about your dream.
I was in a room. The moon danced along the sky quickly, as if days were passing in seconds.
Just the moon.
Just the moon. And there was a table with a tool that looked like a scalpel, and I had to pick it up. And then when I did and it cut my hand, I saw a hallway open, and I walked down the hallway into the dark door, where I fell, landed in soil, and then a dance hall from my childhood in bone. And then I saw a woman there. She was dancing and she was beautiful, and she was altered to be like the pieces I've made for it. And then I spoke with her in the basement of a factory. And she told me I'd meet her and I would turn her into this one day. And then I was back in that room and it crawled through the hole at the end of it.
Do you know the woman's name?
I never bothered to check. I burned her purse when I was done with her. I try not to know any of them. I see them all. She was the only one I didn't. I've seen you, and I saw the one that you killed. He made such a beautiful but horrible chair.
Hold on. I'm going to do a power check at that. Oh no, that's a hard failure. Jesse's gonna get up and just like punch this guy across the face.
He spits on the ground and kind of comes back up. His cheek kind of like already a bit bruised because he's so malnourished, and he just says, "If you're gonna do it, just please do it." Make it stop.
And do you think death will let you escape the entity?
I don't know, but it's better than this. I want to stop.
I'm going to leave the room for a moment. And I'm going to see if Catherine will answer her phone.
Interesting.
Her phone?
Yeah. I had her contact info ages ago because I had to reach her the first time, right?
I think a few of us have our contact information. I don't think this is a good idea. What are you doing, Jesse?
As you stepped out into the hallway,
Yeah.
as you are calling, the door to 202 begins to creak open. And you're hit with the smell of something that reminds you of Catherine coming from inside.
Well, let's do a power check to resist that. Oh, yeah. That's a 21.
Holden's not going to
that
like
beats my
this.
heart, not my extreme. Yeah, so I'll resist for that moment. Does the phone ring? Does she pick up?
She's already answered.
She's on the phone.
No, she's not on the phone, but she's answered your call.
The door opened.
God damn it.
Jesse.
I'm gonna, ignoring Jake, I'm gonna go into Peter's apartment. I'm gonna grab him by the collar and drag him into 202.
Sure.
I am right behind them.
Sure. He doesn't resist.
Yeah, and in 202 is Catherine there?
Catherine is there.
And I'm gonna just, throw him on the floor.
Catherine looks at him and then looks at you.
Did you phone her?
We're going to take a slight pause as Sam and David make it to Greg Ainer.
Uh-oh.
Well, we got the easy job.
Yeah, we just gotta go in and, he knows where to go. The problem is he's still on a leave. He's been on a leave for a while. Mm-hmm. So he's like, we gotta figure out a way that I get in and we get in and no one sees me.
I mean, I've worked a shift here and there, and you could just be coming with me to work. I forgot something last shift. We're just picking it up.
Sure. Yeah. I can. That works. Yeah.
I'll lead the way.
He follows your lead. As you get in, someone stops and says, "Sam, David, what are you guys doing here?"
Oh, I just forgot my debit card here last shift. I took it out of my purse and set it down, and I really kind of need that.
David, an awful liar, is just nodding. All right, well, David, you seem to be doing good. And David's just like, yes.
I think he's doing much better.
Yes.
Better. Anyways, I hope you have a good day. We've got some errands to run, but should be going.
You guys are able to get into the supply room, and there is a pause. Great question, James. Yes.
Oh boy!
You guys are able to get the supplies, and he kind of just like David just takes a moment because he's like realizing that's like we're about to steal from the hospital. Like this is like one of those no going back moments.
Yeah, as he pauses, I'll just be like, we don't have to do this. We have no obligation. We could just stop.
At this point now, though, Sam, if we stop, are they just gonna kill that guy?
They might have already killed him.
Really?
Don't like that you're saying they.
I don't know. I think filming a murder is.
Oh no! I'm not gonna film the murder part.
There's
Cut that in post.
always a possibility.
You
There
told me.
have-
Oh, sorry. You go.
There have been other times where people have been killed.
You told me that doing all this and learning all this, we'd have to make hard choices, and as always, you're right on. But you guys know so much more about what's real and what's not here, and I need to get there too. So he takes the supplies, wraps them up, and puts them in the bag you guys brought in, and says, "Let's do this."
Okay, let's do this. And she'll just walk out.
All right. You have thrown Pete Schneider on the floor of room 202 where Catherine is standing. And she looks at you guys, and what did you guys say?
I
Nothing.
said, did you... I did. I said, did
Oh.
you call her?
Oh, Mike, you're dead.
The camera is dead.
That is.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you talking about?
We're dead the whole
Jake says,
time.
did you call her?
I'm like ignoring both you and Shane.
Jesse.
And
I literally... Jake will literally yell at you. Jesse, answer me.
yeah, he's still ignoring you because he's just like Jesse isn't trying to be an asshole to you. He's just very deep into this knocking house thing. He's like laser focused is all it is. And
You know,
he's gonna do
calling-
that like I know I can't intimidate Catherine because I've already been her bitch, but he's gonna do that thing where he like paces back and forth all menacingly, you know, like
Oh, like a angry wild animal?
yeah. And he's just,
Jake's just gonna be like, calling her is not gonna make this better.
and he's just gonna point at Peter and be like, "Is this what you do?"
Is this what I do? No.
That thing. Why won't it let him go?
You know the answer to that. I think we all know the answer to that.
I think you know the answer to that, Jesse. It tried to let him go, but you didn't let him.
What power does it give you? What benefit do you reap from this man's sorrow? From taxidermied humans?
I get nothing from him or the creature that exists in the veil.
So why do you let it through?
Because the alternative is much worse.
Explain it to me.
You wouldn't understand. You make choices based on how you feel. Jesse. You don't look at things from every angle. You don't follow every string, every strand. You just find the first one that makes you feel most complete, and you pull that one.
He's gonna stop pacing at that comment. And still
Hey.
trying to act tough and intimidating.
Hey,
Um,
I'm very
sorry,
confused
Shane.
as to what's happening.
Nathan, sorry, 1 second. Just
Okay.
butt in right after this. Sorry. Jesse's gonna in a very out of character move, he's gonna try and persuade Catherine as opposed to intimidate her, and be like, "Help me understand." And he fails. Sorry, Nathan, if you want to butt in now.
Oh, yeah. So Shane's like, I'm really lost right now.
She's one of the 4.
On your question, Jesse,
Yeah.
she reaches out as if to place a hand on your chest, but then she pauses and says, "Do you wish to understand?"
Me?
No,
No.
this is to
Jesse.
Jesse.
Oh, okay.
She's kind of
He's
speaking
just
only
like-
to him right now.
He's gonna
Yeah,
grab her,
we're
not
nothing in the
grab,
background.
but hold it,
Yeah.
and he's just gonna be like, "If I kill your dog, what happens?"
She motions to the man on the floor.
Yeah.
Nothing. The veil will continue to work as it always does. You just offer the man a bit of peace. You unlink him from his link.
And who would it find next?
I don't know.
It's
It
up to
doesn't
it.
concern me.
All right.
He's gonna just gently put her hand down,
Yeah.
and then
And-
he'll pick Peter up.
Jesse,
Yes, Jake.
I think you just interpreted when we said that this is Catherine's domain, as in this is one of the entities. So it's more of Catherine's concern than Holden's. She doesn't gain anything from this. Remember, this was one of the things that we could have traded for your life to help save you.
If it's her domain, for better or for worse, why wouldn't I talk to her? And he's gonna take Peter back to his room, and as he's leaving the room, he's just gonna look over his shoulder and say to Catherine, he's like, "I still might kill you."
She looks to Jake and she says, "Have you ever met a man whose word is so empty?"
Yeah, that one.
He means nothing, he says. He's scared,
He's very
and
scared.
that's why he's dangerous. And
Yes.
that's why he's so open to being influenced.
Yep. So what happens now?
What do you mean?
I don't know. Is there...
Just felt like the question to ask.
Yeah. Didn't expect you to be here in this scenario. I'm sure Holden's not going to be happy.
Holden doesn't have to know. I've gained nothing,
he'll
I've
find out
lost
somehow.
nothing today. I'm not
That's
bothered
fair.
at all.
Well, we're gonna go on our way, I guess. You have a good rest of your day, or whatever you call it in your realm.
It's a day.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
The sun sets and rises, as yours does.
All right. And I'm just gonna go into the
you're
other
muted,
room.
Nathan, I can't hear you.
So you're not from around here? Shane's just trying to make small talk at this point. He's
Yeah,
so
she
uncomfortable.
chuckles and says,
I mean,
I'm from Red Hall, but I'm also somewhere else at the same time.
she's everywhere. She has a pretty tent, though. I gotta give her that. She got a pretty tent.
Yeah, there's
And
no
I'm gonna,
tent
like...
in here, but she just kind of
No.
Yeah, but she's just kind of like silently staring at you guys.
I'm gonna put my hand around Shane's shoulder and be like, "Let's go."
It's just, yeah, just leave.
And I'm gonna close the door to 202 behind me.
Nice. Jesse, what do you do with Mr. Schneider?
If they're like moments behind me, I'm gonna
Moments.
bring him back into his room, and I'm actually gonna lock the door.
You guys are locked out of 201.
How long though?
I'm gonna knock on the door and be like, "Jesse, please let us back in."
Didn't take it. I thought I did.
What?
I
Locksmith?
was for helping you kill him, so I don't know what locking this door is
Shouting
doing.
in the hallway. I'll help
But
you.
empty.
No, I'm not yelling. It's not.
Yeah, I know.
It's just through a door. It's a very
Yeah.
And it's also a
Shitty
pretty
door.
much abandoned apartment, other than the chair
there's
and
people.
this dude.
no. There's
No, I
people
mean
on the
like
third floor.
practically, like it's practically
Yeah,
like, buzzed other. Yeah.
Jesse, just open the door.
What are you doing in there, Jesse?
Jesse's gonna he's gonna sit Peter down. He'll give him another cigarette, and he'll pull out his gun and he'll visibly load it in front of Peter, and he'll be like, "I'll kill you, but you have to answer me one very important question with substance."
He's just looking at the gun.
Where do I find Elizabeth Hart?
Fucking this again.
All he says at that is, who?
Yeah.
Nobody sees it, nobody hears it, but when moments, about a minute passes, and when Jesse opens the door to you, Shane, and Jake, his eyes are wet. And he's just going to be like, I don't have an answer.
To what?
This situation, I don't know what to do here.
That's fair. I don't think any of us know what to do.
Yeah, it was stupid to think we'd have an answer for a cosmic entity.
Yes, that's what I said.
I mean, we can always kill him later. Let's try the coma. And Jesse will just go downstairs back to his car.
Who was he asking after?
Elizabeth Hart. As a player,
Jake?
there's information about
Would
that.
we have heard her or heard him?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay, then we don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I don't want to know.
Cool.
Jake knows, but he wouldn't. Yeah.
Does Jake know?
No,
Jake knows.
Jake doesn't know the
I have
truth.
Oh, he doesn't know the truth, but I have multiple cards on Elizabeth Hart.
Yeah.
Oh
But yeah, all
boy.
you know is that that's who the missing person is he's looking for, but you don't know who
Yep.
she is.
Yep. I knew he was romantic or wife or girlfriend or something of that nature.
I don't think
and-
Jake knew that. He's only told one person that. Two people that. Jake wouldn't have known that. That might be something you know from player crosstalk.
Jake might know coming up because
No,
we're
because
buds now.
I have Elizabeth Jesse's ex. I have it written down.
Yeah, but
I wouldn't have written.
You know, he hasn't told it.
Wouldn't have
To,
written
he's only
down.
told it to Karen and Sam.
No, I don't know if I would have written it down if I hadn't heard it somewhere.
We'll just mitigate or like
Sure.
retcon it that you don't know because we're buds now. So Jesse's likely to tell you soon.
All right.
Did the other guys leave the apartment?
I waved to Peter. Sorry.
Hello.
I'm sorry he did
going
not
now.
grant your wish, and I'll close the door. Make sure it's unlocked. I'm gonna make sure it's not locked before I close it, just in case it was stayed locked. And then yeah, I'll go down. I'll go back down, and I'll sit in the car. I'll sit in the passenger seat. Jesse's car.
Of my car.
Shane,
Yeah,
what
you
do
said
you
you're
do?
sitting in your car.
Good.
I
Fucking
imagine
luck
I'm just-
getting in. It's locked.
I imagine.
Oh, didn't
I'm
I
just-
break the passenger window? Don't you have no passenger window? I broke it a
Oh.
few days ago.
I forgot about that. You're right.
I just reached through the thing, unlocked the window, and
I'm
get
gonna,
in.
in a futile attempt, just try to lock it before you open it again.
No. I'm probably just standing there. I don't
You're
know.
standing there when Sam and David return.
Get some
and-
B-roll of the outside of the apartment.
Yeah, they see Sam, and you come back. You see Shane standing outside while Jesse and Jake are inside Jesse's car.
Well, at least everyone's out here. That's potentially good.
Yeah, I'll go in and start doing this.
Do you need any help?
If you want to, I can handle this on my own.
Upon seeing them, if they're walking towards the thing, I'll be like, he's still alive.
Good.
Yeah, David shakes his head and he moves to go inside.
I will go with David. I'm not letting
be-
him go alone near
Be
202.
careful, Cat. I'm gonna yell at Sam. Be careful, Catherine might still be in there.
I'm sorry. She'll turn on her heel.
Just don't go into 202.
What do you mean Catherine might be here? What is she
I'll
doing
talk.
here?
We'll talk about it later.
No.
do the coma.
No. I am not going anywhere near this space unless I know exactly what happened while we were gone.
She is gone. I just said probably.
I'm gonna go walk around to the Jesse's window and like rap on it. Jesse, what the fuck?
How you doing, David?
Not good.
Yeah, no, me neither.
That's about right.
Jesse answer.
He's gonna like roll the window down a
I
crack, and he's just gonna be
you'd be upset if you went inside and you saw Catherine and then got mad at us, and then you'd get mad at us. I'm just warning you, doing you a courtesy.
David kind of just butts in and says, Shane and I are going to go inside and do this.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
And
go.
Jesse, being the asshole he is gonna look at Sam and just be like, "Better go protect David."
She's gonna like
Great.
Holy
Love it.
shit.
storm
Love it.
into the apartment. Leaving the rest of
You
you guys
think-
out there.
It's just me and
Jesse's
it's just me and
such a
Jesse.
cunt.
I mean, Jake smiles when you say that. Like Jake, like visibly smiles when you say that. And be like, yeah, okay.
When they all go inside and leave, Jesse's gonna like pop open his glove box again and pull out like his own little his little dossier thing he got when he was coming into Red Hall. Just like with the Knockin' House business card and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna like just throw it on Jake's lap and be like, "That is all I have, all I was given, all I still have on where to find my wife."
Ooh.
Elizabeth. She had a Knockin' House business card?
It was given to me by an anonymous lead. And now, especially with Peter saying he doesn't even know the name,
I mean, he
I
told...
don't think that there is a single fucking thing for me in Red Hall. So why am I here?
I don't know. I honestly can't answer that question for you. If you... What did she do for a living? Elizabeth.
She's just always managed to get by.
Right. I'm sorry that Peter couldn't bring you answers.
Get the fuck out of my car, Jake.
Let me tell
Jake
you.
will get out of the car.
Yes,
Over Jake,
friend.
and he's gonna like open the door, like pull the release, open the door.
I'll get out.
Inside the apartment, Sam,
By the way,
Shane,
Jesse has left all that dossier shit on your lap. If you want to take it, you can.
Oh yeah, he still has it in his hand.
Okay.
So Sam, Shane, and David get inside, and you guys find that Peter is crying on the floor, saying that it was so close. So close.
I will be right back.
Sam will like storm into the apartment and like pick him up off the floor and walk him to his bedroom.
David follows with starting
And
to pull
she's
some
just-
gear out.
She'll fall like give false placations, you know, it's okay, it's all right. She's frustrated, but she's like going into kind of nurse mode.
Yeah, yeah. David's actually the same. He's quite I mean, like, he's actually probably nice to the guy still. He doesn't really know the truth about what this guy has done to the extent that you guys do. So he still treats him like a patient, as the guy's like, he's like, this is so close, I want this to end. And he's like, it's okay, you know, like, you're just going to go to sleep. And, you know, it's all going to be okay. He hangs the IV bag just off like a coat hanger, hangs it above the bed, and just keeps going to work. Shane or Sam, is there anything you guys want to do while David is doing his medical stuff?
Do you guys need some water or anything? Why am I here?
David said, sorry, I was in the heat of the moment. Everyone was yelling, and I just wanted to go and get this done because it's one thing I understand how to do. So I wanted to feel like I was helping in some way.
That's fair.
Sam, just to the room, no one in particular, not really in response to your question or anything, is just like, Jesse is such an asshole sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've only known him for...
Shane, what happened while we were gone?
Since the 25th.
A few days.
I've only known him for like 10 days.
Yeah.
What do you, what happened here? Well, Jake told Jesse what the plan was, and Jesse decided he wanted to talk to him. And then he dragged him into the room 202 after calling Catherine, and apparently calling her just made her be in that room. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
Um,
inherently how she works.
And then I kind of zoned out. It's all on my camera, though. And then he went back into the room and locked Jake and I out, and then we were back downstairs. I don't. I.
James isn't here. Sam is gonna call Jesse when James comes back.
Oh, convenient.
Uh,
Twice in a row tonight.
Jesse? Oh. Make sure they're in the right ear, otherwise we'll talk backwards. Jesse? Your phone
Yes.
starts ringing.
Uh-oh. I'll pick it up.
Not even gonna see who it is.
Eh.
Yeah, I know.
Eh.
I'm joking.
Picked it up already.
Actually, Jake actually says that if you just like instantly go to pick up, like you're not even gonna check caller ID. Okay.
You know she's not here. Why did you ask about her? Why did you still look for her here? You know that's... Holden told us. Jesse, are you okay?
I just had hope. And he'll hang up. Then he'll slam the door from Jake and he'll peel the fuck out of there.
Sick. Is there something like Sick playing on the radio?
Here I am!
I'll be like, as Jake gets out before you slam the door, he's gonna be like, whenever you want to talk, you know where I am.
The same place we all are.
The same place I always am.
Nan's at 7:30 a.m.
Sam, is there anything you want to do after Jesse hangs up?
I just kind of stare at the phone in my hand for a minute. Guess he's not okay.
I could have probably just told you that. Sorry.
It's done. He's out.
Does Peter look peaceful for an unconscious human?
He does, yeah.
Okay.
So, what's to say that he's not just living over and over again all this trauma while he's in a coma, and like having to deal with the monster while he's in or the entity while he's in? I don't.
There's no way of knowing, so
Yeah.
let's assume the opposite.
It's better than murdering a man. And Shane, he has assisted in killing and torturing many, many humans. And if he has to suffer a little bit for that, that's his fault.
But it's not his fault, though.
That's a existential question.
Mm.
Either way, we should probably leave.
Yeah.
I don't know, walk out.
Yep.
As you step out, Sam, the door across the hall is cracked open slightly, and there is a very familiar scent that smells kind of like incense, and it reminds you immediately of Catherine.
I'm gonna make a power check.
So is
Hell yeah.
David.
Sorry, Sam.
Should I also?
No, you're not really connected to her.
I completely pass. It's just my regular, but I'm gonna reach out and close the door.
As you're reaching out, this is what you notice, that David was reaching towards the door as well, and then when the door is closed, he kind of just snaps back. To reality, not like his hand. Yeah.
Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, they're so mad at me. Oh.
All right, let's go. And I'll like kind of gesture for him to leave before me.
He silently nods and does.
I follow along.
Also leave.
Outside, Jesse is gone, but Jake is there.
It's done.
How do we know if it worked?
Well, I mean, he's unconscious. That part is done.
I can
Okay.
come back tomorrow and check on him as well.
All right.
What next?
Movie
we-
night?
No.
Shane
I mean,
just
if you
starts
wanna watch-
giggling.
If you want to watch Faceless, that's fine.
I mean, we could also just watch, like, I don't know, Finding Nemo or something.
Avengers
that's also
Endgame,
fine.
I don't know.
There's
That
a
one's not out
screen.
yet.
There's a screen and a projector
Oh,
in the
right.
warehouse.
Or later that year.
Why don't, if anyone wants, here's my offer. Why don't we just go and pretend that all this shit doesn't exist for 90 minutes and watch Finding Nemo?
Sam is gonna look at David like the most fascinating science experiment she has seen in a long time.
Sounds good to me.
I mean, there's couches and I think there's some popcorn at the warehouse. and a
He,
screen
on
in
that,
the-
he just shakes his head and looks at Sam. Is like, Sam, should we do it at your place?
Dirty.
It's
Sam is gonna be like, look, I
I will not be joining you, and Jake will get in the van.
He's kind of my ride. And I'll start putting my equipment in the van.
I'll turn to David and be like, look, David, I think I have to go find Jesse. If you want to come, you can, or if you want to go with the other two, I trust you to stay safe and not do anything dumb.
All right.
If you noticed too, Jake had all Jesse's paperwork. I didn't hide it or anything. I was just holding it.
Part
He
of,
also
part
has
of the
Finding
prompt
Nemo on
for
4K.
sure
Yeah.
in his hand. And I will get into the car and pause for a moment just to see what David decides to do.
What are the other two
David.
doing as David's just kind of thinking something over?
I'm sitting in the van, starting it up.
Yeah, I'm
and,
just getting in the van.
He's getting in the van.
David motions for you guys to go without him.
Okay.
I'll take off.
And then David just walks.
What direction does he walk?
He walks along the field near the apartment.
Okay, Sam's gonna let him go.
Is David
And-
gonna kill him? David's gonna kill him. David's gonna go choke him out.
Sam's gonna go try and find Jesse at the motel, Megan knowing for sure that Jesse's not there, but that's where Sam's gonna go.
Where did Jesse go?
About what time of the day is it?
Probably like 11 o'clock in the morning.
Jesus fuck. 11 o'clock. He's honestly probably just doing like laps around town. Like at this point, he's reverting to the basics of what he knows of investigation. He's going to places of business, nightlife stuff, and he's going to be like, Elizabeth Hart, a girl matching this description, alias Elizabeth Hart, things like that. Just trying to gain a lead or something. But as the sun sets, if someone wanted to find Jesse, or if something doesn't happen before then, they would just find him sitting in his car pulled off to the side of the road at like the last exit out of Red Hall.
I'd wager no one has a reason to look at the exit of Red Hall, so no one would find Jesse.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, so Sam, if he's not at his motel, where do you go next?
I think Sam would check the university, knowing that he and Karen were looking for him or her. And then she might try just some casinos, knowing he went through a gambling phase. And
It's not entirely over. He's just been preoccupied.
What a phase, Mom.
don't phase. And then
Gonna
eventually
break even, then make it big.
I think eventually she'd just end up kind of back at Peter Schneider's apartment, wondering if he went back there. And she would phone him a bunch of times throughout this process, knowing full well that he probably won't answer. And eventually, when it seems apparent she won't find him, she'll give up and try and find David.
David is back at Sam's place. He went to bed pretty early, probably about before the time Sam got home. However, you do notice that... actually, give me a spot hidden check as you come in.
Sam is not good at spotting things. Early character problems. No.
Okay. Is this too much of an important beat? You know what? I won't. I'm not even. It's too much of an important beat. I didn't realize your character's spot hidden was so low. On sitting next to David's wallet is a tarot card.
Which tarot card is it?
Temperance.
Great. I'm gonna take it.
Jake and Shane, what do you guys do?
I assume we're back at the warehouse.
Yeah.
Gonna go through the footage and find usable stuff to make some sort of cohesive narrative, but leave out the stuff about murder.
Yeah.
Jake's gonna look. Jake's gonna look through all the paperwork that Jesse gave to him.
Finally gonna have a video up for the first time in like 2 weeks.
Does he find anything relevant in the files?
Jesse?
Oh, me?
Yeah, I'm looking through your files.
Relevant how?
Anything that...
yeah.
Just really that Knockin' House is given to me by an anonymous contact. And so I basically dropped everything to come to Red Hall to pursue Knockin' House. Elizabeth Hart is the legal name of my wife, but we've been estranged for many years. And there's like a list of aliases she may have had, but nothing's panned out, right? And that's really what it is. Is just she left while I was undercover, and I haven't been able to find her. And I really don't have any. It doesn't say it in my notes. Like, there's no reason in my notes why she may have left. But I mean, it's pretty obvious. You guys know Jesse.
Is there anything on why this content gave you Knockin' House as a clue towards your wife?
Nope.
No, there's nothing really relevant. It was literally a lifeline, and Jesse just bought it hook, line, and sinker.
Did the contact literally say, "Hey,
It just
your wife"?
The
As
contact
per our
didn't even say
first-
anything. It was delivered to him anonymously.
Jesse drew the connection himself.
Okay.
In the midst of
The
him trying
connection
to
for Jesse, the connection was always there from day one.
in the midst of him trying to stir up leads before he came to Red Hall, this was one of the things that came back to him, and the only thing that had a solid direction. So it literally could just be a red herring, a complete aside. It might have nothing to do with Elizabeth, and at this point, that's what Jesse's starting to think as per our last conversation.
All right. We're going to end this episode here. That feels like the end of a session episode, not the end of part 2. Wow. It's at that point, and then it goes to the climax. Classic film structure. Goodbye, YouTube.